to Hecate's Doorway.
Welcome.
This is episode 5, and this is our first installment of a new little series we're working on.
Yep.
Unsolved Mysteries.
We're gonna try to do we're doing Washington State first because it's our hometown.
Home state.
Hometown.
Hometown.
Same thing.
State. Yeah. So
This is gonna be the first case.
the
of the
first
Unsolved.
case. Unsolved Mysteries, Washington State.
Ooh.
Yes. Case 1, the tube sock killings.
The tube sock.
It's fucked up. The actual killing. I mean,
Yeah.
4 people died, but God, to call it the tube sock killings. I remember when you told me about this, I was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
Nope, I was not kidding.
Is this just a man strangling tube socks?
No, he wasn't strangling with them. It's what he did afterwards that got them the nickname, the tube sock killings. It is fucked.
It's fucked. All right, so let's enough fucking around. Let's just jump into it. The tube sock killings were a series of seemingly connected murders in the area of Mineral, Washington during 1985. In both cases, a couple was targeted, and in both cases, the women murdered by this unknown killer are found with a tube sock tied around their neck. So that's where the tube sock comes from.
First, I didn't know we had a place called Mineral, Washington. Where the fuck is that even located? I don't know yet.
I think it's around the like the Tacoma, Spokane area. Those two cities.
Must be a very small town.
It probably. I mean, if you're calling your town Mineral, yeah, it's probably pretty small.
Shout out to any Mineral people.
Mineral.
If you're from there, what the fuck even goes on there?
Probably just about as much as our shit town.
Oh yeah, we live in Stanwood. I forgot.
How could you forget? Do you just imagine that you don't live here?
Man, most people I talk to don't know what Stanwood is.
I know, you go like 20 minutes out and they're just like, "Oh, where are you from?" "Oh, I'm from Stanwood." What the fuck is that?
Like, go east? I mean, not east. North?
I don't know where it is.
Exit 212. You pass it all the time.
The first victims were found in August 14th, 1985 by hikers near the city of Tacoma. The body of 27-year-old Stephen Harkins was found near a remote campsite. He had been shot in the head, and his body was found still in his sleeping bag, most likely being killed immediately in his sleep. Then 2 months later, a skull was found at the dead end of 8th Avenue South near Hearts Lake, about 1.5 miles from where Harkins' body had been found. Dental records confirmed that the skull belonged to 42-year-old Ruth Cooper, Stephen Harkins' girlfriend. 2 days later, her body and purse were found in the surrounding area, and there was a tube sock tied around her neck. The cause of death was a gunshot to the stomach. There were no suspects, and no leads.
Damn.
Yeah.
This is back when you get away with murder so easily.
Yeah, the 70s and the 80s were fucked. All the lead paint.
Everybody was killing.
Everybody.
Your grandma, your grandpa, your Uncle Bob.
Yeah, especially if you're German. Your grandpa probably did a lot of killing.
Fuck off. Holy shit. I forgot about that.
So, yeah, no, they're not a married couple, but they're a couple. They just go on a little vacation.
Also, can we just talk about real quick the age gap? Holy fuck, I just realized that.
My man was in the MILFs, I guess.
Yeah, 27 and 42.
No shame,
but damn, how do you get that? Was she a sugar mama or something?
Dude, maybe. And I'll just throw it out right now. In both of those cases, I couldn't find anything. Not that I looked too hard, because I didn't want to look too hard, and if the women were sexually assaulted, I was kind of okay with the ignorance for the most part. But it doesn't seem like they were. I think both of them were just... The killer probably just got off on killing them.
On December 12th, 1985, two-year-old, damn. That's fucked.
Oh, she didn't die.
Oh, okay. Still, the 2-year-olds involved, it's not good.
No, it's not good. It's pretty sad.
2-year-old Crystal Lewis Robertson was found wandering around a Kmart when employees found her. They called the cops, trying to help her find her parents. She wouldn't answer any questions asked by the store employees or the police, So she ends up in a foster home, with flyers being put up around the area asking if anyone knew this girl or her parents. Eventually, her grandmother would see the flyers and go to the foster home, and upon seeing her grandmother, Crystal would break out of a catatonic state. When she would ask Crystal where her parents are, all she could say was, "Mommy is in the trees." Apparently, she wasn't yet rubber enough to say much of it. Well, yeah, she's 2 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, but the poor girl. I hope it doesn't mean what I think it means, but...
Actually, I don't know what she means by mommies in the trees, because we'll find out later.
After this, the cops are called on, and the search for her parents began, but to no avail until 2 months later. On February 18th, 1986, a hiker would stumble upon the half-buried body of Crystal's mother, 21-year-old Diana Robertson. Her body had been buried under the snow, not buried by the killer. She had been stabbed 17 times, and a tube sock was wrapped around her throat. Though Crystal's father, 36-year-old Mike Reamer, hadn't been found, his red pickup truck had been. There was blood all over the inside of his truck, and a note was found in the truck that simply said, "I love you, Diana." Mike hadn't yet been found, and he had become the prime suspect in this the double murder in August. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked.
Yeah. I don't know why they bring the note up. Like, every source I looked into, they bring up the note. Probably because he's the main suspect, but it's just a note. But, yeah.
Yeah, so. It could have been written at any time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But 26th of March of 2011, a new discovery in an otherwise dead case would be made. A hiker in the woods of Mineral, Washington, found around a mile area from where Diana's body had been found, saw the cover of a vacuum cleaner and for some reason he got a little curious. I mean, yeah, you see something like a vacuum cleaner out there, like, what the fuck is that doing here? You're a little bit curious.
I mean, I'd be curious, but I don't think I'm picking the motherfucker up.
Maybe kicking it, using a stick, poke it.
Well, this is exactly why I don't touch these things when I see them out.
Yeah, I can see why. Upon lifting up the covers, he would find the partial remains of a skull that would end up belonging to Mike Reamer. Though these fragments and his toothless jawbone were the only remains found, so the cause of death could not be determined. Either his body had been well hidden during the initial search, or he had returned to the area to take his own life, though the former is more likely, seeing as how they almost didn't find Diana either.
They seem to think that he came back and killed himself because they couldn't find his body, but the police didn't find her body to begin with either.
Yeah, that's a really fucked up case.
It is pretty fucked up, actually. Like,
not the most fucked up, but
yeah,
pretty fucked.
Yeah, it's a little fucked. They, of course, since this is in the Unsolved Mysteries episode, any killer we talk about is unknown. We have no idea who the fuck did this.
Nope.
The only odd thing is after this, there's no more tube sock killings.
No more?
No more. That we know of. So, even though he's probably not the killer, after this, there is just no more. But, I think a lot of people probably know, usually when things like this happens, it's not because the killer stops, it's because either they died, or they're in prison for an unrelated charge, which happens a lot.
Yeah. So like, oh look, we got the tube sock killer. The who? He's the guy that wraps around the necks around tube socks around the necks.
Oh, I thought he was the guy that strangled tube socks.
No, that's the tube sock killer.
That's Kermit the Frog. Alright, let's lighten things up a little bit. Yay!
I've been lighting things up.
With case number 2, the Oakville Blobs.
Oh, right. This.
We're going to lighten things up by talking about Kermit's various war crimes.
Yay!
Now, let's jump into episode, case 2.
Any of you that lived in Oakville probably already know this.
Yeah, I actually remember hearing about this one back, I think, when we were in high school.
Yeah, me too. Which I completely forgot about till I started looking into a bunch of other stuff.
Mm-hmm. This one's not a violent one. It's just kind of fun. A little palate cleanser after.
Kind of icky.
Yeah. All right.
Kind of gross.
Kind of gross.
No, I'd be grossed out if that happened to me. Just outside and then just like, what the fuck?
What are all these blobs?
Where? There's a cloud in the sky.
Well, we might actually figure this one out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They're not partially unsolved.
Yeah, this is the closest to solving anything I think we're ever going to come.
Alright, let's get to it.
The Oakville blobs were mysterious gelatinous blobs found in the town of Oakville that either fell from the sky unseen or formed on the ground in August of 1994. The blobs were small, about the size of a grain of rice, or smaller. And a lot of the people who reported these blobs also reported they believed the flu-like symptoms they were experiencing were a direct result of these blobs.
I mean, you get covered in something mysterious. You're no telling what's mixed in with that.
Told you, not in the hair.
On the face. Damn, Dad.
Clouds are giving everyone a dirty Sanchez.
Oh. Ew.
A microbiologist at Washington State Department of Health found that the blobs contained 2 species of bacteria, but there was no suggestion that they were harmful. So probably no connection to the flu-like symptoms.
That's good.
There are a few theories as to what these things were. The most outlandish are various different government weapons testings.
Yay.
Some people believed that they were shredding jellyfish and, like, spraying them on the town.
Why, though?
I don't know. That's why it's under the outlandish category.
Fair enough.
It's fucking weird. One thing they've been linked to, and probably actually what this is something that's been mentioned in scientific reports from as early as the 17th century called star jelly.
Star jelly?
Yes, star jelly. Star jelly is a gelatinous substance often found on grass and tree branches. It's described as small, translucent blobs, a lot like the Oakville blobs, and is thought to be anything from the remains of things like frogs and worms to some sort of algae or even something paranormal, but probably not paranormal.
Ghost jizz.
Just fucking
But
haunted bukkake.
so it's either a bunch of ghosts that all came at the same time, or one big ghost with a really big dick.
I'm having one. Nah, it's probably star jelly.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how frogs and worms turn into little blobs when they die, but
Decomposition. I don't know.
Maybe.
Sounds weird.
I don't think I really want to watch a frog decompose. But yeah, that was a quick one. A little palate cleanser before we get into 2 more not so fun ones. All right, Gabe, do you want to take case 3?
Case number 3: the disappearance of Julianne Weflin.
Case number 3.
Breaking the latest.
Why can't we take anything seriously?
Because we suck. We literally cannot.
There's a reason I tag everything with true crime / comedy podcast.
Yeah, this is not safe for work episodes that we do.
I don't think any episode we're going to do is going to be technically safe for work.
Nope. It is definitely not.
Especially when we get into the more fucked up things.
Ooh. Our next case takes us to Spokane. Julia was 28 when she disappeared. Her last known whereabouts were on September 16th, 1987. She worked at the Bonneville Power Administration, and that day she would respond to a report that a transformer at the substation near Riverside State Park was low on nitrogen. I didn't know they used nitrogen in those. Okay.
Yeah, me neither.
You learn something new every episode.
Again, this is also in like the 80s though, so who knows what the fuck they use now.
True. She signed into the substation at 2:30 p.m. and was believed to have finished her work sometime around 3:45 p.m. Around 9 that night, a neighbor noticed Julia's truck in the gravel next to the substation that she had been working at earlier, and the police were called to investigate. Her purse, alongside other belongings, were found in her truck, and the driver's side door had been left open. Investigators would also find drag marks made by someone, most likely Julia's feet, in the gravel next to her truck, and a separate set of tire tracks. Police began to believe this could have been a homicide. Both Julian's husband and her ex-husband were cleared as suspects. There was one man who seemed to be the prime suspect, William H. Parks III. Fancy. He lived near the substation, and police have received tips involving him. Allegedly, he had refused to cooperate with the police, but eventually gave in, and the police seemed to clear him as a suspect as well. I wonder why he was a suspect to begin with.
Sounds like he was just a sketchy guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Julia's body was never found, and as of today, There are no suspects and no leads. Her disappearance had said to been cleared of being part of any local serial killers of the time, like Gary Ridgway. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, but he only killed prostitutes, I think, so.
Ah, okay.
But, yeah.
And unfortunately, that's where this one ends.
Yeah.
It's a really no ending to it.
No, that one's kind of sad. But this is the part where we should put, like, if you have any tips, call this number, but I didn't think that far ahead.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
That would have been a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure by now people know the number. Seeing how many other podcasts do it.
That's why we put that palate cleanser in there.
Yeah.
But you're going to want it for... Alright, Gabe, I'm going to take you on a little ride with this last one.
Ooh.
A little, fucked up ride, but a ride.
It's going to be a fun ride.
Alright, so our last case today, case number 4, are the murders of Michael Johnston and, I think it's Raquel or Rochelle Robinson. I don't know how to pronounce it. Alright, everyone. Buckle the fuck in. If you haven't already, roll up a fucking dog's leg of fucking weed. Pour a stiff glass. I don't know if you're straight edge, pour some coffee.
Straight edge.
You might want it. I don't know. This one kind of sucks.
Alright, enough, Bull Boss.
Michael and Rochelle were two friends who were also secret lovers.
Ooh.
Michael was 25, married, and a father of 2. Rochelle was 19 and studying to become a teacher.
Cool.
Little lovers twist. On June 28th, 1994, Michael's dead body had been discovered by Raquel's car on a road by a popular shooting range called the Tacoma Sports Club. He had been shot in the back of the head, and his throat had been slashed.
Ooh, that was personal.
Oh, it's gonna get very personal. Raquel's body had been found 5 miles away. She'd been stabbed several times, and her throat had also been slashed.
Ouch.
She'd been found in Michael's shirt, partially covered by a cardboard box. Police believe that sometime around 1 a.m., the two had pulled over to the spot by the shooting range for a little sexy time. When the killer found them, Michael had been restrained at the wrist before having his throat slit and getting shot in the back of the head. The killer then moved Raquel to the separate location. Knife pricks on Raquel's neck suggest the killer had held her at gunpoint several times during this encounter. Once in the new location, the killer brutally stabbed her several times before giving her the fatal slash to the throat. It's believed that she was the true target. Michael had been taken out of the picture quickly and easily, while Raquel received the horrible brunt of an obvious rage killing. The biggest suspect in this case had been an unknown man that Raquel had revealed to a friend that she believed had been stalking her. According to Raquel, the man had followed her home on several instances after having lunch with her once. He'd even followed her to her work to stare at her through a window. This man had never been identified, which unfortunately leaves us at a dead end, though he wasn't the only suspect.
Ooh.
Now we're going to get into some crazy territory.
Yay!
Now, the unknown stalker is the most plausible, but as we all know, in most murder cases, the killer has a personal tie to the victim. Someone like Michael's wife, Janet.
Oh shit, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, forgot he had a wife.
Yeah.
Though she was eventually cleared by investigators, there were a couple suspicions that she was the killer because before this, they both took out life insurance policies on each other.
Of course.
Though she claimed it was because she believed if something happened to her, that Michael wouldn't be able to take care of the kids on his own.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
Though, as we all know, that's the popular cliche, and if we also assume that Janet learns about Michael's little affair, one thing's going to lead to another.
Someone's going to get really pissed off.
Though, I will say, I feel like if that were the case, Michael would have received the more brutal killing, but maybe she was just more pissed off at the girl.
True.
But like I said, she was cleared as a suspect. But that's not the only twist.
What?
After all of this, and after the dead end by the police, Janet herself hires a PI investigator. And apparently, this guy still thought, even though she hired him, he was like, I think she's a suspect. But, police clear her. So, what does he do? Naturally, he hires a psychic.
What? I'm sorry, what?
Oh, yeah, he hires a psychic.
How's that turn out?
Oh, we're about to find out. Riding on the coattails of the Satanic Panic, remember, this is the 90s.
Yeah.
PI Jim believed that the murders may be tied to the occult because Michael liked to play a little game called Magic the Gathering.
I'm gonna slap his ass.
So Jim turned to police psychic Nancy Meyer, and I did a little digging on her. I couldn't find much other than that she was on several occasions a police psychic who would get brought into investigations because apparently police did this back in the day.
Yeah, they did. They'd use psychic mediums and fortune tellers and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Like I think in the Boston Strangler case was the time they did that I could think of.
Yeah.
So Jim takes super psychic Nancy to the spot where Michael's body is found, and she uses her special psychic powers. Why are you eating the microphone? Stop throwing the mic. This is serious. We're talking about a psychic here. This is super serious. I'm super ethereal, guys.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, my God.
You really can't take anything seriously.
How can you take... Well, you're not going to take anything I'm about to say seriously.
Oh, shit.
So, he takes her to the spot. She uses her super special psychic powers. And with those powers, she
Did you seriously write that in?
Yeah. I wrote it in. She uses her powers, and she sees that this attack was perpetuated by 3 people who were, quote-unquote, connected to Michael's fascination with the occult in fantasy games. Because we all know, you like to play a little fantasy game, you're going to get fucking murdered.
By the devil.
The killer and his 2 accomplices found Michael and Raquel as they were rocking the car, and in a whole different location, not the one where the car is found. They killed Michael right there, and then they drove the car over, dumped his body, and then they took Raquel out and dragged her away and killed her, which makes so much sense. It makes so much sense to murder in 3 different locations and then brutally kill the one who... Well, I mean... Both of them played Magic the Gathering. That's how they got connected. But this is specifically Michael's connection. So obviously we brutally murder the other one.
Yes.
And just give a headshot to the Mr. Occult boy.
Headshot on the throat slits.
And also, according to her, a dragon wing medallion was somehow involved. Don't know what that's supposed to mean. Fortunately, the police didn't take the bait. They were like, yeah, whatever, go away.
Sweet.
Yeah, I know, right? Police actually doing good work here. Well, I mean, best work they can, I guess. The police believed that it was one person who committed the murders and had nothing to do with the occult. And they believed that the box covering Raquel's body was the key. The box was used for high-grade paper used only by professional printers. Forensics suggested the box was brought to the site by the killer, and the tests also suggested that the box had been in the killer's home for years. But unfortunately, that's where that lead ends. They couldn't find anything more with that. And that's where our final case ends, unfortunately, with some bullshit 90s satanic panic police psychic crap.
Fucking satanic panic.
Yeah.
And apparently it's on the rise again.
How?
Mega churches, those give us all your money because God told you so.
You know,
so I can buy an airplane that takes me to the other side of the world.
Dude, fuck mega churches.
Fuck them all.
It's really crazy to me that like there's the whole new generation seems to be more religious again. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it kind of comes and goes.
It's so weird. I thought it would be on a downfall, but no, it's coming back.
I think they forgot that that most of those fuckers just care about the money. Like they don't actually believe their own shit.
You know, like they're so disconnected from that little middle section where like all their shit got pointed out. They're just like, no, it's religion.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, they're also kids. I mean, look at all the fucking like Christian metalcore bands that were, as soon as they turned like 25, they're like, yeah, this is all dumb.
Yeah.
So give them a couple more years.
Yeah, true. Once you're old enough to rationalize things and see things in a different perspective, you start to realize this is a cult.
Once you're old enough to receive the light of Satan.
Ooh. Got that satanic panic.
Ooh. Satanic panic in my fucking asshole.
Well, that was today's episode.
That was the ep.
It was a good little sprinkle of salt here and there.
Yeah.
Good little taste buds.
Try to make these a little bit more in depth. Washington doesn't have a lot going on, so I can only find a few.
Which is weird because we have a lot of serial killers.
We have a lot of serial killers, which we'll we'll cover some of our local fucking sociopaths at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fucking Gary Ridgway and who was the other one?
Green River Killer.
No, that was him.
Oh, okay, my bad. I forget his name, so I don't always connect the two.
I know. I guess technically Ted Bundy.
Ooh.
That piece of shit.
Not a killer. A thief, but we could do the Barefoot Bandit.
Oh, I should have. Yeah, I think he was he caught?
Yeah, he was caught.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that's why I didn't.
Not sure if he's still in jail, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do that. We'll do more of these in the future. Every episode's gonna have a different theme. It's not always gonna be location themed.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes it'll be, I don't know, fucking butthole themed. 5 unsolved gaping mysteries.
Not the gaping dragon.
Like the guy who shoved a fucking mortar up his ass.
Ow.
How did it get up there? We'll never know.
Oh, we know how it got up there.
We
He did
know.
not slip and fall onto it. Nah.
Just search his house for an empty can of Vaseline. We'll know.
Oh, man.
Alright, well, that is the ep.
Thanks for joining us. Blessed be all of you.
Hail Satan.
Have a good day. And be safe out there. It's a crazy-ass world.
Crazy world out there.
Get some kind of protection. I don't care what the fuck it is. A knife, a gun, pepper spray,
Magnum condoms.
the master sword, a fucking flashlight that's filled, and just splash at them like holy water. Like, be gone! Evil doer! Be gone! And they're just standing there not knowing what the fuck to do because as far as they're concerned, they just got splashed with splooge.
Oh my god.
Didn't get there?
I have a new idea. Stay back. I'm loaded.
What the fuck?
They'll either run away or they will beat the shit out of you. It's a 50-50 shot.
Or they get too stunned that you can run away.
Oh yeah, stun. Come stun.
Come stun. Well, we're gonna end that there. Goodbye.
End it on a high note.
Yeah.